Good morning and welcome back to Cityline. With me, I have someone who, when he is on the show, it just feels like the time goes by so quickly, and then I don't get a chance to see him again unless I see something on Facebook or I run into him at some auction. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Executive Director of Sound Outreach, Brian Flint. Hello, my dear.
How are you? It's good to be in the studio.
I know, isn't it great?
It's fabulous.
And
it's so much fun.
Because you are a loyal viewer, you know that when we're in the studio, we do sock cam.
We do socks.
Okay, let's put it out there.
Yeah.
I want the hold it still right there. The
Pride socks.
socks.
Pride socks.
Thank you.
A little too much leg there.
You are such a great ally.
Oh,
thank
thank
you
you.
for that.
Yes.
I appreciate that. So, people have just moved to Tacoma, or they moved here when we were in our shelter in place and are like, sound what?
Yes.
So what does Sound Outreach do?
Yeah, so we are located on the hilltop, but we serve Pierce County and South King County, and we do financial empowerment. And so we work one-on-one with folks on their financial success. It's free services, and we do financial coaching and employment coaching. And so we work with a group of people we call ALICE, which is Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Employed. And if you think about that backwards, they're folks that are working often 2 or 3 jobs, and they're just not making ends meet at the end of the month, and they don't have access to banking services that wealthier folks have. And so we work with people who are just struggling to get by, who are playing by the rules, and are suffering from systemic racism, generational poverty, and we just help them navigate the system and improve their lives.
So I want to tease a situation out in that statement that you just said, because I think sometimes those of us who are white advantaged think, how does racism fall into growing poverty? Can you explain that?
Well, racism is impacted people's finances by years and years, centuries of exploitation, of sometimes stealing. I mean, if you're a Native American, your very wealth of land was stolen from you. African Americans locked out of the housing market, and where do people gain most of their wealth? That's where I've gained most of my wealth, is in my housing. And so you're behind the 8 ball, and it's very expensive to be poor. And so if you don't have a lot of resources, you're spending a lot of money to use the resources you do have. And the muffler goes out on your car, and then you can't get to work, and so then you lose your job, and the cycle just cycles down. It just
spirals, doesn't it?
And so we're trying to help people spiral it up.
I love that.
By creating savings accounts, working on their credit scores, dealing with medical debt. I was just hearing this morning about how 50 million people with medical debt in this country.
Goodness.
And so we just work with people over a period of time in a confidential manner. It's all about relationships and working side by side with people to achieve their goals.
Yes. So there is a phrase, you have a project called Growing Resilience. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it's an exciting project that we're part of. It was actually launched by our mayor, Victoria Woodards, in partnership with United Way. And it is a project to test and understand if people had a guaranteed income, a base income, what could they do with that? How could they get ahead? And so for a year, 110 families are receiving $500 a month.
Wow.
And we have a team doing research, primary research, to understand how that $500 is helping them change their lives. And so we'll get results later on. We're halfway through the study. People are receiving checks every month right now. And what we're hearing is it's taking the pressure off. They're able to buy food without holding their breath to figure out if there's enough money at the end of the month. They're able to pay their rent. They're able to buy medicine. They're able to go on the first vacation they've ever been able to go on as a family.
Yes.
They deserve that.
Yes, they do.
So it's a really exciting project. And, we saw with the earned child tax credit, that lifted 45% of the families that were in poverty out of poverty. So we know that a guaranteed income, we know from previous studies on this, that people use this money to improve their lives. And so
Yes.
we're testing it here in Tacoma.
I've talked with Mayor Woodage about this, and also the wonderful Executive Director Donna Ponapito and
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
I cannot wait when we get more concrete that we can actually have individuals on the couch talking about what this felt like. Because $500 is nothing to sneeze at.
Right.
I mean, people will leave a job for a $500 a month raise. So it is significant money. Speaking of the United Way, tell us about the Center for Strong Families.
Yeah, thank you. So we're really excited to be part of this. The Center for Strong Families is the model that we have, which is financial coaching and employment coaching. You put that together with identifying what benefits people are eligible for. And research shows you're more likely to help people move out of poverty with those strategies. And so we run 3 centers here in Pierce County, one in the Bethel School District, one here on the Hilltop, 2 blocks away from the studio. And then we just recently started another one with the Sumner Bonnie Lake School District.
Ah,
And so they've been asking for 4 years, and we've been able to leverage some of that federal COVID money to be able to launch that project. And so we've hired a financial coach and an employment coach, and they're embedded in that community. And the reason that we're doing that is they see the same people coming year after year to pick up diapers and get benefits, get Thanksgiving meals, and they want to help move people off of that cycle.
yes.
And so we're helping them do that.
I love that. And those people want to be moved off that cycle as
For sure.
well. Caleb, our previous guest in this hour, was talking about the intersectionality of racism, poverty, and unhoused, and how it is just combustible. Tell me about your partnership with the Black Collective, because the Black Collective is a strong organization that really understands the Black heartbeat of Tacoma.
Yes. And if you're picking up a theme, all we do is in partnership with others. And we're very gratified. The Black Collective has a long history in this community of fighting racism and
Yes.
standing up for the Black community. And what they've got is a program to help Black business owners and minority-owned business owners get connected to resources, because that systemic racism has hurt Black business owners. You know, during the pandemic, 40% of Black-owned businesses lost their business, and that's much higher than the other populations. So the Black Collective, being around for so long, doesn't have the legal status to accept the funds to run this program. So Sound Outreach has that infrastructure, and so we're gratified to be a fiscal agent partnership and just help them achieve that goal and run that program, and we're just excited about that. And so they've hired a business navigator
Wow.
to help minority-owned businesses get connected to banks, learn how to run, do a business plan, all of those kinds of things you need to start and grow your business.
That is so impressive, because that is the chasm that people fall in with. I have a great idea. I want to do it. I have no idea how to start this. So as I think about you partnering with the Black Collective, I think about people in your office, a round table. So that leads me to, are your offices open?
We are open
Okay.
2 days a week. We're kind of easing into our new reality. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, our offices on the Martin Luther King and South 11th are open. The new Sound Transit light rail station is literally outside our door. So when that opens, you can get off the light rail and come on in. And we're partnering, we're actually subletting to other nonprofits because we're working from home and working in the office. So we're excited to be in the office. The office is starting to buzz with activity. So
I bet.
please come on by.
You know, your office is just a couple doors down from the studio, and I have often walked by that office and waved to you, waved to people who are in your office, and that office is buzzing with things to do. I see people in different areas, and I just think they are really reaching out to that community, to our community, and making things better. Brian, just off the top of your head, how many partnerships or collaborations do you have? I mean, if I said more than 50, would that be right?
Nah, that might be a little high. I'd
Okay.
say a couple dozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those couple dozen you've had for years. And I'm sure that there are waiting lists for people to say, you know, hey, we want to partner with you too. And I'm sure you're like, we're getting there.
A week doesn't go by that somebody doesn't call us. But, you know, the United Way has been a huge partner to
Yes.
us, and really the foundational relationship that's been so important to us. So we appreciate that.
Whenever I'm out in the community and I'm at either meetings or I'm at an event, and I see two heads together, I'm pretty sure it's Brian and Donna Ponapito talking about how they can save the community or help bridge that gap, or how the GRIT program is doing. So, Brian, I can't thank you and your team enough for just always saying yes. So I'm going to have you back on real soon, and I'd love to have some of your clients on as well.
Yes, absolutely. Look
you,
forward to
Brian.
it. Thank you.
All right, little musical chairs, and Britt McGrath from the Farmers Market, the brand new executive director, will be here. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.